Yeah, I was actually wanting to ask you a question around this. We've kind of ended up on this topic earlier, but I want to stick with it. Having like the fear of being too much and scaring someone away, how do you think we can deal with that? I mean, I've personally been in that situation a lot of times, and I think in our 20s we're so scared to really set our boundaries and say what we truly need because we think that if we do, they'll leave.
I know this feeling, and I know people get really worried about this in terms of getting attached too quickly. Oh, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Like, I remember I dated this guy very casually after that situationship, and on like week 2 I was like, do you want to go on a trip? And he was like, not right now. And I was like, fuck that up. I was like, ooh. But the thing was, he also ended up being the wrong person. Anyone who thinks that you are too much or who judges you for putting your heart on your sleeve is not the one, because your life's mission is not to make other people comfortable and to make it easy for them, and it's not to burden them. And all that, it ends up being a bit of a farce. Like, you end up pretending that you don't like them, playing games, not responding for as long as they took to respond. And it's natural because you don't want to be hurt, right? It's basically putting a wall up between you and that other person. But actually, it makes it quite inauthentic. And it means that when you are ready to display emotions fully, when you do meet the right person, you're going to play those same games that actually end up interrupting your connection. And hopefully you're at the point where you can say, oh my God, so this person is going to be willing to take me as my all. But sometimes like the damage is done and it can just create more difficulty. So I always say, like, I think it's something you learn with age as well.
Yeah.
But because I had a huge period where I was like, I'm going to try and be less myself because that will make me palatable. They'll figure it out eventually. If it's something they don't like in the first month, they're not going to like it in 6 months, and they're not going to like it in a year.
Yeah.
So the best way for you to go forward is just to put it all on the table.
And did you put it all on the table with your current partner?
Oh, hell yeah. I literally was, yes. Yeah.
And were you like that before with...
No.
No.
I think I would be there, and then this part of me would be like, no, like, be quiet, like, shut that down. Like, I'd be like, oh, I really like you. And then I'd be like, don't say that. I'd be
so
like,
me.
oh, do you want to, like, go, do you want to do something this weekend? And I'd be, like, overthinking it and, like, like, should I text back? Should I not text back? I, like, triple texted that man. I was like,
so good.
Why aren't you responding to me? And he'd be like, oh, I remember, like,
I love that so
like,
much.
week 3, I was like, hey, why didn't you respond to my messages? He's a lawyer. And he was like, I'm so sorry, I was working. And I was like, well, I really need you to respond to my messages. And he was like, okay, I will. And he did it. And actually, I think
that is incredible.
Yeah, he's great. And like that same, like, I like just ask for what you want, because either they say no, in which case that's not the one, or they say absolutely resoundingly yes. And I also did this thing where, like, I think the same week we went out for sushi, and I was like, all right, so we need to have a chat. I'm looking for something serious.
But how far was this in?
3 weeks.
I absolutely love that.
I was like, I'm not going to waste my time.
This needs to be more of a thing, you know?
Yeah. 3 weeks in, I remember we were having sushi in Bondi, and that man was also, I love when a man's a bit obsessed with you. Like, he lived in Wollongong, and he would drive up, like, most nights to come and visit me in Bondi.
What?
Yeah, and he would, like,
he wouldn't go home. That's like...
Yeah, at the time he was working in Sutherland, so a little bit closer, but he lived in Wollongong, and he would spend, like, days in Sydney without going home just to, like, be with me. And he would do, like, the hour-and-a-half drive, like, back and forth, or, like, do the long train journey, like, with multiple stops. And
wow.
And I was like, that's what I want. Like, you deserve someone to be obsessed with you. But 3 weeks in, and honestly, all the signs were there, but we went and got sushi, and I was like, all right, what are we? Because I'm not going to waste my time. Is this going somewhere serious? Are you seeing other people? And and to his credit, he was like, listen, I think this is going really, really well. I'm not going to, like, I don't want to make any promises yet because it is still early days, but I'm not seeing other people, and I'll let you know if I ever feel like I need to.
That's so mature.
Yeah, and he was great. And then actually I was, you know, I did kind of push it at, like, the 2-month mark. I was like, so am I your girlfriend? And he was like, he'd been kind of hurt in a past relationship and he didn't want to commit too quickly, but I was like, I need that label because I can't do another situationship. And he was like, can you just wait? Like, can you just give me some time to just make sure I'm ready? And he said, like, because if I'm going to be your boyfriend, like, that comes with a lot of responsibility for me.
How did that feel?
Oh, it was awful.
Yeah.
I was so panicked. But he was doing all the boyfriend things. Like, he was sending flowers to my office. Like, we would,
Oh my gosh,
he
that
was
is
like taking me
adorable.
on dates. Like, he was talking about the future. We like were just like having the best time. But yeah, then he made me wait like another 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Oh, so
And
not long, but long. It probably felt long
For me,
to you,
I was
yeah.
like, every day I was like, when's he gonna ask me? And I did kind of like, we had a couple arguments about it, and he was like, please don't push me. And I was panicking. I was like, oh my
Really?
God, I really like this guy and it's not going to work out. And then he did it. And he was like, I just needed some time. So I will say, but that was a respectful conversation. Like, it wasn't like he ghosted me as soon as I brought it up.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he just like shut down my feelings. It was obvious that like it was moving towards somewhere, and he was super communicative about what he needed from himself, not from me, to be ready for that commitment. And I really appreciated it.